Keanu Reeves was in a quiet cafe in the heart of Hollywood, taking a moment for himself between meetings. He enjoyed these rare moments of peace where he could blend in with the crowd, unrecognized by most of the world around him. He was deep in thought, sipping his coffee, when a loud voice from across the room caught his attention. A group of young filmmakers, no older than 25, were sitting at a nearby table, discussing their latest project. One of them, a man with slicked back hair and an air of arrogance, noticed Keanu sitting alone. Without missing a beat, he leaned over to his friends and spoke louder than necessary. "Hey, look at that," he said with a sneer, "it's Keanu Reeves. The nice guy of Hollywood. Bet he's here thinking he's some kind of guru or life coach. What a joke." The others at the table snickered, but Keanu didn't react. The young man continued, clearly trying to get a rise out of him. "I mean, come on. He's been writing the humble thing for years now. But deep down, I bet he's just like every other celebrity, self-absorbed and out of touch with reality. Look at him, sitting there alone, pretending to be just one of us." Keanu, calmly observing the situation, didn't flinch. His heart rate stayed steady, and his mind didn't engage with the negativity. He knew that moments like this were often more about the speaker's insecurities than the person they were talking about. The group continued to laugh and chat, but the loud, mocking comments didn't stop. "Keanu's always trying to act like he's some hero for the people, but you know what?" the man with the slicked back hair continued, louder now. "He's just a guy who got lucky with a few action movies. He's not some philosopher. He's not changing the world. He's just another guy looking to stay relevant in a world that's moved on from him." The more the man spoke, the more the group laughed, but their words were starting to cut through the cafe's ambient noise. Some people in the vicinity looked over, unsure of what to do. Keanu, still composed, finished his coffee slowly, as if waiting for the right moment. After a few more jabs, Keanu finally stood up from his table and walked over to the group. The moment he approached, the laughter from the group started to die down. They had clearly been caught off guard by his calm approach. The man who had been mocking him looked up, and the confident smile he'd been wearing quickly turned into a nervous smirk. "Excuse me," Keanu said, his voice calm but firm, "I couldn't help but overhear your conversation. I just wanted to say that I think you're missing something very important here." The young man, taken aback by Keanu's presence, straightened in his seat. "Oh, hey, Keanu," he stammered, clearly caught off guard. "I didn't mean to, I mean, we were just joking around." The group of filmmakers looked at each other, suddenly feeling the tension in the air. Keanu didn't raise his voice, nor did he act confrontational. Instead, he simply looked the young man in the eyes and spoke in a way that carried weight far beyond the surface. "I understand what you're saying," Keanu began, "but I don't think you're seeing the whole picture." The young man blinked, unsure of how to respond. Keanu continued, his words steady and unshaken. "You're right about one thing, yes, I'm a part of Hollywood, and yes, I've had some success. But you're wrong about why I do what I do. It's never been about fame or trying to stay relevant. It's been about using the platform I have to make a difference, to help people in whatever way I can." He paused for a moment, letting the weight of his words sink in. "I don't need to prove anything to you or anyone else. I do what I do because I believe in the work, in the message, and in the chance to contribute something good. But it's not about how others see me, it's about staying true to myself and treating others with kindness and respect." The group sat in stunned silence. The young man who had mocked Keanu was no longer smiling or joking. He opened his mouth to speak, but nothing came out. Keanu stood there for a moment, giving the young man a chance to process his words. He wasn't looking for an apology or even a response, he simply wanted to make one thing clear, that respect for others, regardless of their position in life, was something that mattered deeply. Keanu's voice softened slightly, as he turned to the group of filmmakers. "I get it, he said quietly, it's easy to mock someone when you think they're different from you, when you think their success is unearned. But what I've learned over the years is that everyone has their own journey, their own struggles. And it's the kindness you show others, the integrity you hold on to, that really defines who you are, not your wealth or your status. He turned back to the young man, who was now visibly uneasy. I'm not here to be a perfect example, but I do hope that the next time you feel the need to mock someone or put them down, you'll take a moment to think about what that says about you. What you project onto others is often a reflection of what you're feeling inside. Keanu gave a brief nod, and without waiting for a response, he turned and walked back to his seat, leaving the group in a state of quiet contemplation. As Keanu sat back down, the group remained silent, their previous laughter replaced by an uncomfortable stillness. The young man who had mocked him now seemed lost in thought, his earlier bravado completely gone. Keanu hadn't yelled at him, hadn't tried to humiliate him in front of his friends. Instead, he had calmly pointed out the deeper truth: kindness, integrity, and respect were far more valuable than the need to put others down for entertainment or self-validation. As the minutes passed, the young man looked up from the table, meeting Keanu's gaze from across the room. For the first time, there was no mockery in his eyes, only a silent recognition of the lesson he had just learned. Keanu finished his coffee, stood up, and walked out of the cafe, leaving behind not just a group of filmmakers but a powerful reminder that true strength lies in how we treat others, especially when we have the power to make them feel small. If you want to hear more stories about how kindness can transform situations, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon for notifications.